While we are waiting, I hope you guys are ready for some exercises. This is not going to be only I'm talking and you are listening. There are going to be exercises. So what you need to do in next 2-3 minutes is find out something for your some sort of weights. So you can get dumbbell. If you don't have dumbbell, take a 1 liter type of a water bottle, fill that with water. You can fill that with some grains, uh, make a weight out of it. You can use uh, backpack. You can dump a lot of heavy books into it or anything heavy, and still you can have that weight. Another thing, what we need is a small step like this. So any small stool, which is of about 6 to 8 inches of height, is good enough. Yeah. So hope you guys are ready because that's what we already communicated to you. So here we go. Let us start. So we are 3:36. So we have waited good 5-6 minutes for everyone. So what I'm going to do today is we are going to talk about strength training. There are hundreds and hundreds of questions about strength training. What I had, and we also discussed a lot of things in our injury interaction uh, group, and that's where I thought that let me first set up some basic expectations about strength training, clear some basic things, and that's where we are today with this session. So what we are going to do is we are going to quickly go through as usual with some basic theory part of it, and then we are going to shift to the actual demo and you following on and doing exercises with me. So let's quickly start with the theory session, and I hope you guys can see this. Navya, you can answer me uh, if it is not to be seen in a presentation mode. Right? It is available in presentation mode. So let's quickly start with this. Right? So strength training for runners. That is today's topic of discussion. By the way, this is Monday session. Monday interaction with coach pulled a couple of days earlier, so that there are some people who have strength training on Friday. So I'm just coinciding that with this session. So next Monday's connect with coach session is happening today. So please remember that. So strength training for runners, and the gentleman you see who's doing strength training is Abhi. Abhi works with me for is a part of coaching team also, and he is sub 140 half marathoner. Yeah. So here we go. Okay. So what we'll cover importance of strength training for healthy living, and we have covered that actually. So just a reminder for that for a lot of people who are not attended. So some distinctive strength training requirements for runners, typical exercises, and this is what we are going to actually do as we go along. And there also we will discuss what sort of load, sets, repetitions you should do. And then last, we will cover quickly, avoid these mistakes, right? So I'll try to do this, avoid this mistake at a later part. I will cover the first part. So this is for the people who haven't attended earlier session, right? The importance of strength for living healthy. And many of you who have joined running think that strength training is not for them. We don't go to gym. We don't like to go to gym. Yeah, what we are saying or what I'm telling you is going to gym and doing strength training is not only important for running, it is going to add life to the years what you are going to live. And there is a session what I did earlier. It's available on Unka, it's available on YouTube. So I'm not going to repeat all of that. I'm just going to repeat some 3-4 bullet points of that to set the context right. So doing the strength training adds life to years. What does that mean is, with all of your running and doing some activities, you might add years to your life. But those should be healthy and those should be where you should be mobile. And that will happen only if you take your strength training seriously, right? So there is something called a sarcopenia, which is loss of muscle due to age, which happens in everybody. The rate of that sarcopenia can be attested by doing strength training, and that has to be started today. We can't wait till getting old and then thinking that I will stop it, because sarcopenia has started already for every one of us. Yeah, the rate is very, very less. You are not feeling it. It will start accelerating. We can de-accelerate with strength training, right? It will improve your bone density. As everyone knows, it's very important when you age. Improve your mobility and independence and advanced age. And it also reduces chances of falls and fractures, right? And importantly, it will improve your cognitions and your mental health. So this is about some gyan about why you should do this. You can't do this at the ripe age and think that things will become better. Of course, the day you start, it will start giving you results, but don't wait till you lose your mobility to an extent or sarcopenia sets in, right? So do start doing it today. So it is not only for running that we are asking you to do this. Remember this. So now coming to distinctive requirements for runners, right? So what's going to do? It's not going to improve strength and muscular endurance. That is definitely required. The strength and muscular endurance is required for your running performance, right? And how we are going to see that as we go along very quickly now. But it also going to play a big role in injury prevention. And those who are attending my, who are part of that injury group, where we discuss injuries, you would have seen 90% of discussions end up me asking you to do some specific strengthening exercises. Those who have gone to some physios, what I have told you at the end of the day is to do this exercise, it will improve strength. And they are just doing some relaxation exercise, muscle manipulation. But their main focus of their rehabilitation also is on building strength, right? So there is no going away from building strength, whether you want to run or live healthy. It's a strength training for runners. So it will create a base for stamina and power. You can think of stamina is only a function of you running kilometers after kilometers, but to sustain that, you have to build a strength. Yeah. Right. And whatever strength you do in strength training, we try to convert that into power, which is going to help you running. And that's the second bullet point. It increases your ability to force, apply force to the ground. And whatever basic science you remember, that's Newton's third law. When you apply the force, it will force throw you back. And that is how we run. And it's called GRF, ground reaction force. So what is that injury prevention, right? So if you remember first time when we discussed very, very early, That's where we said that injuries happen because of imbalance. And what is that imbalance? It is imbalance of lot of imbalance of lots of muscles. So by the way, it is 99 participants have joined. Training center heads in the group, you would have been now received a YouTube link. Please share with everyone who are saying I have not received the link as full. Yeah, we have started this session also on YouTube Live. Okay, so there is this imbalance. I'm just giving you example of this imbalance here. Right? What happens is because we run, our quadriceps become very, very strong. And they become stronger than your hamstring and your glutes because you are not working on them unless you are going into gym and working on your hamstrings. Now, this imbalance leads to your very common thing. What you get is your knee pain. I have a knee pain in my, you keep on telling me now only my left knee is paining. No, the problem is with both. It is manifesting in left. I have only left pain in my calf, left calf, right calf. All of that because your quadriceps are stronger, your hamstring and glutes are weaker. That's the imbalance, and that strength training is going to take off. So the distinctive requirement, strength requirement for runners is to create functional strength. And this is not aesthetics. We are not here to improve our biceps and keep on showing that picture. That's not the idea, right? We do core. Idea is not the aesthetics. Idea is not to have that 8 packs of your core. If it happens, great, but that's not the idea. Why we are doing core is core muscles are very important for running, and we are going to see that in a bit. So functional strength is what when we do as runners, we are interested in that. When you go to your gym instructor is going to ask you to do exercises which are related to aesthetics. That's his job. I'm not trying to belittle him, but we are not training for that. We are training for functional strength. This functional strength, what we get, is going to help you in your old age. This is not aesthetics, and that's very important part of it, right? So concentrate on this. So very quickly going through the muscles which we need for running. I'm not going to, of course, go through this physiology lesson. What you need to understand from this entire figure is that all muscles are used while running. Some muscles are used extensively, some muscles are used relatively less. All the lower body muscles are used extensively, and upper body muscles are used lesser. They are more of a supporting, apart from your shoulder muscles. So the amount of what work we are going to do on muscles are going to vary. So now quickly going through 7 basic major muscle groups which we are going to use for running. So hip flexors, these are located on the front side, not on your hips. What typically you refer as, oh, I have got a groin pain. We are talking about those muscles in that area, which are hip flexors. What they do is they of course help you push off and extend, and they control your knee flexion. That means your knee comes up because of this. So if you are sitting, if you are standing, try to take your knee up and don't take it all the way. Just try to move a bit in knee up, and the muscles which you are trying to get pull your knee up are those hip flexors. They stabilize your spine, yeah, and pelvic throughout your running cycle. If they are weak, you get into lots and lots of injuries, right? The second important is the glutes. The glutes are the muscle group which are actually forms your hip, and it goes a bit down as well and a bit up, but that's a group of muscles. Let's not get into the physiology of it, but They are the anchor for your pelvis and your stability of motion. Yeah. And during float phase, so running has two phases: stance phase and float phase. When we run at any given time, your both, so at some time, your both feet are in air. That is a float phase. And at some time you land and your feet touches the ground. That is your stance phase. Yeah. So glutes help actually to push you off that float phase. The longer you are in float phase, the faster you are. Anyway, let's not go there. Then quadriceps, the muscles which quadra is four. So the fourth muscle group which is in front of your thigh. This keeps on, you keep on working on that whenever you go, whenever you start, right? But it's very important muscle group. It absorbs the impact. It stabilizes you while running. The entire body is stabilized by this strong quadricep. Will lessen the falls, chances of fall, and it propels you forward. Yeah, that is where you are in stance. So stance, as I said, is when your foot strikes the ground. That is stance. When the foot comes into contact with ground, that's a stance phase of your running. So this quadricep absorbs that shock and then pushes you to that swing when both of your feet are in the ground. Hamstring, they are located at the back of thigh. Yeah. And they are important for, of course, push-up phase. It reduces the impact when you land. So these quadricep and hamstring are very important muscles for running. If you are a sprinter, your hamstring muscles are very, very important because they get your leg back up. And if you see those runners who have got a very good back lift, and whenever you see those East African runners, you feel they are floating because their back leg comes so high. That's because they also have very, very strong hamstring muscles. Yeah? Then your calf muscles, they are the first contact point. Yeah, when you hit, and the impact is too strong. And these are the muscles which will push you off, help you push you off. The problem with calf muscles is if your glutes are not strong, if your hamstring is not strong, if your all the other earlier muscles, what we discussed, if they are not strong, calf muscles, poor guys, are pushed to do the work. And that is what then that's what then leads to lot of injuries to calf because they are pushed into action for everything. So I have a pain in my heel. That is because your soleus calf muscle is weak. I have shin splits because your calf muscle is weak, right? Okay. Abdominal muscles, right? That's what I was telling you. When we do workouts, your abdominal muscles are for keeping your body straight, and that stability comes of your upper body through this abdominal muscles. That's where we work on these abdominal muscles. We don't work on abdominal muscles for its aesthetics. Aesthetics is the secondary thing. It can come, but importantly, it helps your running. Then your upper body muscles, your arms, your shoulders, uh, your deltoids, the shoulders, the muscles which are your deltoids, your chest muscles, your back muscles, and your arms. All of them are required for running. But as you see, it has clubbed into only one smaller group, right? So now the last part of this Gyanbaji is we are going to look at which muscles to work on, and then we are going to go into actual demo where we are going to do the workouts, right? So type of exercises. What type of exercises you should do? That's the important thing to understand in all of this. That's where this earlier some bit of knowledge I passed on. So they are going to come in order of importance. Please understand this order of importance. Your health instructor, your gym instructor who is that he is not going to follow this order. His job, his or her job is aesthetics. So they are going to follow exact reverse order. Our important aspect is the functional strength. Yeah? So load muscles in specific areas of importance for running. Those are glutes, legs, ankles. And the typical exercises are squat, calf raises, leg curls, and deadlifts. And there are others, which of course will come as we go along. But these are four important areas which has to be worked on. You can't skip doing these exercises. That has to be done. Yeah, that's the first important. You have to load. So there, okay, let's move on. I'm going to come about loading part later. So unilateral exercises, that means using one leg. Yeah, that mimics your running action. Right? So single leg deadlifts, lunges, step ups, single leg get ups, and we are going to see all of this in the demo. These are all exercises, which is second part importance that has to be done. The third type of exercises are core strength, plank, crunches, donkey kicks, dog kicks. We do all of that as part of our post run workout. So we do all of this that you don't have to do again in gym. Yeah, please understand. As I was saying, your gym instructor is going to ask you to all of this in gym because he or she is working on aesthetics. You have to tell them that, boss, I have done this 10 already on the run day, so I don't want to do that on a gym. Now, upper body, which helps the running posture. Yeah, so push-ups, bench press, plank rows, we are going to see that bicep, tricep are important, but these are secondary for running. These are not very important. So this bicep, tricep, many of the men get carried away with that. And, I can take names of those who get carried away with that. So I know very well who is working on which muscle group. It's good to have them, but that is not our main focus. Yeah. And they are going to slow you down, guys. Okay. Muscles that involve a rotational movement. So what happens is our body will rotate when we run, and we have to make it steady. Yeah, this rotation has to be controlled. That's where you will see a lot of people rolling their shoulders and running. And if you see, especially in the last part of the race, people are just rotating their shoulders. They are just tiring themselves out more and more. You have to keep your shoulders steady. So rotational motion has to be controlled. And medicine ball exercises, lunges with Russian twist, we do all of that, and I will come to that. So now, how many sets to be done for this? What is the weight we should use? So here we go. So the first important part, these are heavier weights you have to use. Yeah. So you should start about 30% of your body weight and go up to 60%. You can go beyond that, but let's stick to 60%. We are talking about exercises like squats. Yeah, we are talking about exercises like calf raises here. Please understand that. We have seen that earlier. We are not talking about bench press here. Yeah. So 30%. So if you are 100 kg, you are going to use 30 kg. You are going to start with 30 kg and go up to 60 kg. When I ask you how much squats you do, and answers I get is I use 10 kg, I use 15 kg. It's of no use. You are doing squat, it has to be at least 30 kg if you are 100 kg. Please understand that. Yeah, if you are 60 kg or if you are 50 kg, don't use 30 kg. Yeah, if you are 50 kg, you should use about 15 kgs, right? Max. But understand that proportion of your body weight. Yeah, always understand what weight you should use in proportion to your body weight. Don't go by somebody, your gym instructor saying that you should use this much weight. Put that into head that it should be related to your body weight. Right? Repetitions, if you are using very heavy, 3. If you are if you are at 60 and above, 3 is good enough. If you are towards 30%, 40%, you can do 10 repetitions. Sets, overall sets, what you do, 35% should be this. This is that important. Right? Then we come to the unilateral. These are medium weights, 20 to 30% of your body weight. So if you are going to do lunge with weights, yeah, actually at least pick up 10 kgs in both your hands, right? 5 kgs. Repetition should be 10, and the set overall set is 25%. What do I mean by that? 25% is if you are doing 40, out of that 25% you should do 40 sets if you are doing in the gym. So 25% of sets. How much? You just calculate a 40, right? So 40 is 20 is 10, right? So 10 sets should be related to this unilateral movement exercises which use single leg, and we are going to come to that. What are those exercises? Core strengthening, you do 20 to 40 repetitions. You use weight or very light weight or no weights. This should be at least 20 to 40, and sets are 8 to 10. Again, we do this in our post run exercises, so you don't have to repeat them in the gym. Yeah, this is overall strength I'm talking about. We have split that core into our post run because they are also very important. So you don't have to do it in gym if you have already done that in your post run. Your instructor in gym is going to give you gyan about core strengthening, and he wants you to do so much of that. You have to be aware that you have already done it. You don't have to repeat that. Yeah, those people who follow some online, that person is going to waste so much of time in making you feel good in the sports strength, because everybody is interested in looking in mirror. So that's where aesthetics, so they will focus more on this. You don't have to do those exercises if you have done that after run. Right now, coming to the upper body, yeah, it is, you take medium weights, about 20-30% of your body weight, do 10 repetitions, and the overall set should be 30%, right? Overall. So if you are doing bench press and arms, so that's only that many sets. So we are talking about 6 sets to 10 sets max, right? And so those who are very much interested in bulking their biceps, guys, you have to take things in perspective. Okay. And that involves rotational. It's about 10%. You use light weights and the repetitions. So that's where we use 2 kg of medicine ball and do this. So that's about it. Avoid mistakes, as I said, we will do later. So what we are going to do now is we are going to do this these exercises. Now, if you want to do, you can take a screenshot of this and keep it with you, because I have to stop sharing now and you have to see me and follow me. But you are not going to see this screen, so you will not understand. So if you want to take the screenshot, take it now. 1, 2, 3, and go. I'm going to stop this share. I hope if you wanted, you have a screenshot. Anyway, I'll be talking about that. Okay, dokie. So let's get into some action. I have to change the spotlight now, and we are going to do some exercises. So guys, if you want to have water, have that water quickly. We are going to do about 40 minutes of this. You can keep your water bottle next to you. Okay. Okay, as usual, when we are doing this, let's do some warm-ups. Yeah. Get up, CSS sir. Start doing warm-ups. Everyone, this is not now Gyan session. Gyan session is over. Let's get into some exercise. And if you want to understand exercises, you will have to do some warm-ups. So don't, so follow me on warm-ups. So swing, 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 swing. Okay. Lift your leg and make a circle. Your leg and make a circle. Get that entire range of motion. We are going to use this entire range of motion. See, today I have not used lot of technical knowledge about sprint training. Whatever I spoke about 20 minutes is just very, very basic. Yeah, so don't think that you have got all that you need to know about strength training. Lot of things which we haven't discussed. Yeah, okay. Now kick back. Yeah, when you do that, shift your weight to left side, right leg comes up. Yeah, do this. Kick back, kick back, kick back, kick back. Now to that, add your hands. Okay. We do some 10 for each leg so that we are all now warmed up and then we get into basic exercises. Yeah. Okay. So if you remember, let me put up this for myself. This. Right. So what we said that first important part is loading muscles with lot of exercises for the groups. What we use more for running that includes your. So this is your quadricep. This is your hamstring. This is your glutes. Yeah. This is where your hip flexors are. And we have to use all of these. And that's very, very important. So typically you will see when we give you workouts, there is deadlifts. So let's start with deadlifts. Deadlifts is there are two types. Where the Romanian is where you bend your knee and use the legs to straighten up. That's one way. Or a straight leg deadlift is where you keep your legs straight and just do this movement. Yeah, whichever way, deadlifts are important and you can go heavy on deadlifts. Yeah. So maximum weight you can pull it in deadlift. So guys, pick up your whatever weight you have with you. Yeah, even if you have a backpack filled with books, please use that and keep your legs bit bent, let it go down. Then keep your back straight. Don't hunch your back. Hunching your back. I can show you also that. You keep your back straight. Now I guess you can see my back is straight. Yeah. Now you get up. And that's a deadlift. Then try that 3-4 times. So if you want to ask a question, you can type that. In a way, if you are, I guess you can unmute and talk. If there is a question, read out to me. If the question is about any exercise, not any questions. Right? Continue doing your deadlifts. See, my back is always straight when it is going down, and when it is coming up. The deadlift is a good warm-up exercise as well. Do that. Those who are experienced to this deadlift, you guys also can add a I will not be able to do it with dumbbells, but I will try. So it's where you do a clean and squat. Yeah, but this has to be done with heavier weights only for those who are experienced. Squat clean is something which you can do. Okay, there was a question about breathing. Don't worry about your breathing. Your breathing will happen Only thing is don't hold your breath. Yeah, too much. There are exercises where you have to hold a breath for getting. Anyway, let me not get into that physiology. But yeah, some exercises ask you to hold a breath, and many a times you will see in gym very big guys just dapong, they are going down. That's because they are holding their breath. So don't hold a breath. Yeah, your body will take decision. Don't worry about inhaling, exhaling. Yeah, there can be gyan around that. When you push, exhale. When you pull, inhale. Don't. We are not doing those kind of heavy workouts at this moment. Don't worry about your breathing. Body will take care of it. Okay, so that's deadlifts. Now coming to the next one is squats. Pick up a dumbbell. Everyone, whatever weight you have, and one. And because we are doing a demo, so hold this and hold it like this in between. So below, just below your chin, and then you go down and come up. Yeah, watch me from the side. I'm not bending forward. Yeah, when I'm going down, my motion is down and straight. Don't do this. You feel that you are doing a squat, but you are not with this. You are hurting the weight is on your lower back. We don't want that. Yeah? So we are going down and coming up. Yeah, that is squats. So let's do some 10 squats. Your weights. This is something which you can do, or make sure that you do at least one of this set where you hold a dumbbell. If you want heavier dumbbell, you can hold heavier dumbbell. Why I'm saying this is different, works on a different muscles group, and also this corrects your form for your squat. Important thing to understand in squat is uh, just everyone's standing up. I hope all your 5 toes uh, of your feet, try to touch them to the ground. All 5 toes, try to touch them to in your shoes. Doesn't matter. To get that feeling, now you have to make sure that when you do calf, they are in contact with the ground. You should feel that. That's how, especially your big toe and the middle finger of or the middle toe of your feet should be in contact with the ground. So that will you going down properly and coming up. That will avoid you going down like this. Yeah, so when you go down, make sure that your legs are apart. You go down, you come up. Right? This is one. So those who have 2 dumbbells, you can keep them like this just to mimic the front squat. This is front squat. If you keep your weight, whatever weight you are taking in front, this is front squat. Now you go down and come up. Please watch, I am going down in a straight line and coming up in a straight line. Yeah, I'm not bending and going down. Now, when you keep it at the back, it is back squat. Yeah, back squat doesn't mean we are doing something different. We are just keeping the weight at the back. This is a typical scenario for squat, and that's where we start bending down like this when we go down. Here also try to go down as much as possible straight and come up straight. Yeah. So this is squats. You can go heavy on squats. As I said, try to go up to 30% of your body weight. So if your weight is 60, go to about at least 20 kgs on your back or in front or holding like this. Do the squat must be heavy. Deadlifts should be heavy. Now coming to leg curls. Now, of course, we can't do it here. There is no leg curl machine, but any movement. So there are machines in your gym where you can stand and do this. Yeah, there are machines where you are required to. Oh, guys, you are required to be on your stomach and then get the weights behind your ankles and pull it. Right? These are leg curls and definitely add them to your workouts because as we run, we use and we use more of a quadricep. As I told you earlier also, we don't run. We are not fast runners. We are not sprinters. So this is the action what will happen of your leg. If you are a sprinter, this is the action what happens, and that's where your hamstring is working. At our speeds, our only quadricep is working, and that imbalance is a problem. So your glutes and your hamstring, that's leg curls, has to be done. There is no two way about leg curls. Please include that. If your gym doesn't have a leg curl, buy some band, resistance band tied to something. So if you have a resistance band tied ahead, so you'll tie it ahead. You're putting your leg inside, so there is a resistance band, and then you keep on against the resistance, keep on doing the leg pull. Yeah, you do it slow and get it back slow. Do it slow and get it back slow. So when I'm showing the imagine the resistance band here, and I'm doing this against the resistance band. Yeah, many injuries. Your physio is going to ask you do this exercises after you pay him bomb. Before that, you do this and you will have to spend less. Okay, now the calf raises. Right, this is a calf raise. Right, again, go heavy on calf raise. Yeah, I'm using this. Hopefully, go down and come up. Yeah, try this. We can hold it to something. Go down and come up. Once you come up, 1, 2, 3, and then go down. Once you come up, 1, 2, 3, and then go down. Every time say that 1, 2, 3 in your head, and then go down. This is standing. Yeah, do some 5, 6 of those. Try it out and ask questions if you have any. Calf is a very, 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 very important muscle. Yeah, ladies, when you use your high heels, they block the full motion of your calf. If you have a flatter shoe, see what is happening. I'm wearing a flatter shoe, right? When I'm walking, what is happening? I'm stretching my calf, right? If I'm walking like this doesn't happen. So your calf range of motion is restricted because you're always walking like this. That makes your soleus muscle weak. And that creates a problem not only for running, that creates a problem in the later part of your life. And that also creates a problem with your fingers. Yeah, because you are pushing them, they're already in this position and you're pushing them against like this, the shoe, and then you have problem with the toes. Okay. The second part of calf, very important exercise again is seated. So you sit and do the calf raises. Right? Many gyms have this. If you don't have anything in the gym like that, use something to keep your feet up Take a huge plate, 20 kgs, 25 kgs. We can do aram say. This is the strength we have. Keep it on your feet and do this. Yeah. Without doing this exercise, don't come out of gym. What you can do is you can keep on adding weight. So I'm going to do this with two of these dumbbells. So now that is 10 kg on my knee, and I'm going to press it against. I'm pressing it, so adding that weight. So everyone try doing this. If you don't have a weight, use your hands, press it down and against push the calf muscles up. Yeah. So once it comes, 1, 2, 3, and then go down. Then start pushing down against that 1, 2, 3, then down. Right? Change your leg. Don't only do for one leg. Do it for both legs. 1, 2, 3, and down. 1, 2, 3, and down. 1, 2, 3, and down. Don't just watch. Please try to do these exercises. Even if you are doing them in gym, try it here now. So if you have any question, you can ask. So we covered squats, calf raises, leg curls, and deadlifts. Okay. Now unilateral exercises. We are 15 minutes on the call left. So we have to be fast now.
Coach, there's a question from Gaurav.
What is that?
What's more effective, calf raises with or without weights?
There is no question of without weights. This is a strength training. There is no question of without weights. It has to be with weights. Please get out of your mind that you don't need weights. Weights are bad. All of this, please throw it out. And please watch the video adding life 2 years. You have to be pick up weight. Yeah, what happens is our body gets adjusted to whatever we throw at. So your body is adjusted with your weight. So there is no additional exercise which happening. Some 5% exercise will happen. If you want to really give some exercise, it has to be with weights. Okay, and calf can take very, very heavy weights. And if you wake me up and ask me to do calf raises, my weight is something around 69, 70 times. I can pick up 70 kgs or 75 kgs and do a calf raise. So that's kind of strength we have in our calves. Okay. So unilateral exercises. So single leg deadlift. That was one there. Right? So we know what is deadlift. Now we are going to do single leg deadlift. Yeah. So we are going to hold this down and see the side down. Come on. You can use the same hand, you can use opposite hand, or fine. Doing it opposite hand gives you more stability, but that also needs a lot of strength. And this will do. Try this and ask questions. Don't just watch. I'm doing the other leg now. Pull down. This is single leg deadlift. We are using one leg for this. Yeah, a lot of variations in this. There is a back carry where you do this. You can bend the knee and do this. This is a back carry called back carry. But let's not get into variations. First, let's stick to single leg deadlift. Yeah, then lunges. We do this on the ground without weight. But you have to do that in gym as well. So your legs don't. So make sure that your knee. What difficulty you are finding in doing that? Get used to it. It is about getting used to. Yeah, once you start doing it, you will get used to it. Yeah, that variation. Don't look for variation. If you are not able to do that, you're finding it difficult. Hold. Take a of something. So hold this and do this. What is the difficulty in this? There is no difficulty. Guys, we feel difficult because we are not trying it. We have to try hard and things will become simple. There no variation required for single leg deadlift. Only problem you will find is your balance is going. So hold this. Hold this means you can just keep your one finger and then you will be able to do this. See, nothing is happening. What is right? Okay. I guess I answered your question. Okay, then lunges. So when you go down, make sure your knee doesn't cross your toe. Getting it? Now my knee is crossing my toe. Right? When you sit down. And you have to sit down and come up in a lunge. You don't go forward. You sit down and come up. Try this. You sit down and come up. Typically, this is what we do. We go forward when we do lunge. Sit down and come up. Yeah, this is lunge. So in a lunge, you can use dumbbells, both of your sides. Yeah, come up. One way you can use a dumbbell like this. Okay. To do this, those who are used to doing lunges, it's where you can use for courtesy squats or courtesy lunges is where you keep your leg on something higher, which is about your knee height. Then go down, come up, down. These are unilateral. We said this, do it with about 20% of your body weight and do 10 sets of this, 10 repetitions of this and about 3 sets, right? So you can do a lunge, one set of this, one set of this, right? That's how you mix and match, but do about 3 sets, right? So lunges, half raises, we have done so. Half raises is earlier. Lunges, then step ups. Step ups. Hopefully, I will not get my head chop off with the fan. Step. This is a step. This is up. Right? You don't have to take this high. Can be smaller also. Start with smaller steps. Yeah, this is step up. Just start with smaller steps. Take weight in your hand and do this. So you can use higher steps also. A bit higher. But right. Okay, try this. You don't have to do this. I'm just trying to reduce the height. Let's step up. I'm holding 10 kgs in my hand and doing this. Let's step ups. Did you try that? Hopefully everyone got that. That is step up. Then single leg get ups. Single leg get ups. You can do this. Actually, anytime you get from the chair, get up from the chair. Single leg, single leg. I'm not using the other leg. A single leg get up. The height of this chair is about 2 inches higher than what it should be for this. So it is easier for me to get up. Yeah, try this single leg get up. And you can then start holding something in your hand, weight in your hand, and then try this. Uh, yes. 2, 3. So, Ashutosh, don't record. You will get a recording. Okay.
Coach,
So
we have
this is
questions.
sorry.
We have questions.
Yeah.
So one from Sumanta.
Uh,
During lunges, is the back foot supposed to be fully planted?
that food supposed to be
Fully planted.
not really. But if you don't have balance, plant it. It doesn't matter. See what is the important aspect of this. And remember that for any exercise, which is the muscle you are working on, and try to concentrate on that muscle. It doesn't matter whether I'm keeping my leg like this, keeping my leg like this. It is matter of your comfort. Yeah, depends on what sort of balance you have. I can do this without weight. I'm just touching the back leg, right? If I'm holding weights, this will not be sufficient. I might have to do this. Right? We are not bothered about what is happening here. We are bothered about what is happening to this leg. Right? So concentrate on this. And this muscle you have to concentrate. Yeah, it's fine if you keep your leg like this, if you keep leg like this, that's secondary. And depends on your balance, depends on what work weight you're taking. Okay. The
We
single leg get up. So we have covered the second part of this exercise. 1 minute. Okay. So first is loading we completed, unilateral we completed. There are hundreds of unilateral. I have just picked up some basic ones. Okay. Yeah, Navya.
Yeah, there was another question, Coach, regarding calf raises.
Uh,
Can you share an example for standing calf raise with weights?
I just showed you that. Didn't I? I just showed you that. This is standing calf raise with weights. I have weights in my hand and I'm doing it. I said here will be you can take a weight on your back. Imagine this is a weight on my back and I'm doing this. This is standing calf raise with weights. Yeah. So there will be stands. And guys, be very safe when you do this. Don't try to pick up the weight from here and then put it on your shoulders for half raise. Find a stand where you can keep the weight, you go under it, then take it, do your calf raises and keep the weight. Same things for squat. Pick up a stand. Start from a stand. Now, some gyms might not have those stands, but if you are creative enough, you will find that the bench press has a stand which you can bring to height. Yeah. If you don't get any stand, ask 2 people, friends of yours, to hold the weight. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's move on to the core strengthening. We are not doing this. We do this. So you know all of these core strengthening exercises. Training center aids. I know you like your people like to keep on doing more and more core. Anything beyond 10 sets is not adding great value. Yeah, the incremental value is just going down very, very, very minuscule. Yeah, so 8 to 10 sets of core is good enough if you are doing 20 to 30 repetitions. Adding more is just feeling great factor, but the delta of what is going to help is coming down. Okay, then comes our upper body, which lot of male runners are very interested in. Guys, the more muscle you put on your upper body, slower you are going to run. Yeah, because you have to carry those muscles 42 kilometers. Simple. There is no rocket science here. Yeah. So it's good to have muscles, but it has to be put in perspective. Yeah, okay. Push-ups. Of course, everyone does push-ups. But the thing is, when you push up, if I start with this scalp, yeah, so then you will know what is pushing up. So do the scalp push-ups. I'm not doing anything apart from my shoulder blades. And do this. Are you able to do this? Only shoulder blades. Going up, back. Only shoulder blades. Done. Now for every push-up, get your shoulder blades completely out. See what is happening in my back here, near my shoulder blades. Right? I'm not keeping pushing it. Every push-up, push it out. 1, 2, 3. Every time I'm pushing it out. 4, 5. I do a push-up full range. Now we are not in a competition of doing 20 push-ups in 2 minutes and all of that. Use the full range. That means use the scapular movement. We are interested in the scapular movement more because scapula is what is helping us to run, right? So if you do these push-ups, you are doing more for your chest, which is not really our focus. Our focus is the scapula, right? So every time when you do it, you will see it here coming out, right? That's push-ups. Everyone knows bench press, but let me show you. I'll be the my head will get the back so that you can see. I don't have big enough bench, so this is a bit bench. Right? This is a bench press. You can do it with dumbbells. You can do it with machines. You can do it with barbell. Whichever way possible is where you do this. Yeah, bench press. Yeah, you would like to go heavy on bench press. I know many male runners want to do that. It's fine. But as I said, keep things in proportion. If you want to have chest, make sure that you have enough of leg muscle to pull that, those muscles across 42 kilometers, right? Bench press. Then plank rows. Right? This I have just included for a variation. You should know. I am showing you plank rows. Plank rows need not be plank rows. You can do rowing on a rowing machine. Here there is a lat pull down machine where there is a row below. You can do that as well. Any rowing action. But this is a rowing action. Right? Any exercise that involves rowing action, you can do that. Here I can show you plank row only. So I am in a plank position. And this is the plank row. Yeah, I am doing this rowing action. Right? Try rowing action, doing the rowing action without weights. So any action which involves rowing. Yeah, we did exact opposite by pushing in push-ups or in bench press. The opposite is row. Yeah, there are tables available to do that in a gym. So you can sit on a, there is a lat machine typically that will have a pulley at the down, and you keep your legs straight and pull that pulley inside towards you. And this is still a rowing action. We are interested in rowing action, plank rows or this rows, right? Then comes the biceps and triceps. Again, the favorite of all runners. Yeah. So watch out for bicep action. Yeah. Guys, here, see my watch, right? I'm turning it. Right? You do it with dumbbells, or if you are doing with barbells, it will be here. If you are doing with dumbbells, it can come here. Cheat thing which bodybuilders do because they are working on aesthetics. We are not bodybuilders. We have to make sure that the entire bicep is moved, right? So what happens is we also forget to straighten our. So bicep is this muscle. We have to make sure that it gets straightened when it goes down and it gets curled when it comes up. Here it finishes. Beyond this, it's either back. You are using it. They are not required. Typically, if you are doing with dumbbells, do it very gradually with alternating. Yeah, dumbbells is alternating. And you can do this seated. That's better because you can then use bigger weights. Yeah, if you want bigger weights. We are doing so much for leg. We don't have to use leg. So this is the, if you do this, leg muscles are getting into. So you will see a lot of them doing like this in gym. Yeah, they are using leg muscles. We are not interested in that. Nobody should be. But yeah, this is a bicep. Yeah, bicep is two muscles. Yeah, it has got two heads, so two muscles. And so as I said, you have to straighten it. Yeah. Now bicep, what we saw was this. Biceps also can be hammer curls. Yeah, where so what my watch that gives you what I'm doing with my hand. So hammer is this. Now that's also for bicep. This is hammer curl. I'm doing this. Then we move on to tricep. I'm just using the same exercise for tricep. That's why I'm just. So this is tricep kickback. Yeah, here you are kicking this back. You are interested in this kickback. Whereas in hammer curl, we are doing curl for bicep. Try both of these and see what is happening to your those muscles. This is helping my tricep, and this is helping my bicep. Yeah, this is hammer curl versus tricep. Okay, let me do this three of this. Otherwise, I will get workout. This is tricep curl and tricep kickback. Yeah, keep your leg forward. Take the rest. Yeah, you are resting your hand, and then you are doing this tricep kickback. Yeah, I'm resting my hand, and I am trying to. Yeah. So this is tricep. Another way for tricep is holding it at the back, keeping your elbows near to your ear, then straighten. And this is tricep. Then there are these young boys like Manju. Yeah, they want to do this. That's fine. do it. So you pull it down and you keep on pushing it down. And that also works on your tricep. So this is bicep, tricep. I showed you 2 bicep exercises, 3 actually. With this grip, hamstring, hammer curl, right? So do this. So 2 we saw of bicep, we saw tricep. Tricep of course can be done behind the back, which we do on the ground. But we are talking about with weights, so I'm using this. Then the last one is exercises with uses the trunk. So this is twisting of your body, which is very, very important when we run. What happens is you will see many runners and many of you are running like this when you are tired. Yeah. Or many of you have not yet started running properly. That's where you are running like this. Keep your shoulders steady when running, and this is how you run. Yeah. The more you rotate your torso, more energy is going in this direction. Whereas you want to run in this direction. This is just wastage of energy. But we run like this. That's because we don't have strong muscles which controls this movement. When we are running, of course, body is swinging, and some swing is going to happen, but that has to be countered with uh, our waist, and so that motion has to actually happen. The running motion has to actually happen like this. Yeah. Our shoulders are steady and our waist is moving. What happens is our waist becomes steady and our shoulders starts moving. And then that is not good. If this is where even your stride length also increases. So these are last set of exercises. So we do this right with medicine ball, with this rotations, medicine ball, do this chops, this chops, side chops, it's called side chops. I take a 3 kg, at least 2 kg, ladies, males at least 3 kg, and do this rotation exercises with medicine ball. Then lunges with twist. There you are holding this and twisting. Confirm. Remember, we are not going to this side. We are going to the side where our leg is. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Try this, guys, with whatever weight you have. Try this out. My right leg is front. I'm taking it to the right. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, understood? This lunges with twist. We have to do this twist exercises. Yeah, there are variations of it, and we are not going into a lot of those, but those who are experienced runners in their gym, their instructor can ask them to hold a cable and do this, hold a cable and put this. Fine, you can do that. But we are going to do 2 or 3 of these sets or exercises, not 20. Yeah, that is required for bodybuilders when they show their side things. We are not into that. And the last one is Russian twist. Has nothing to do with Russia, Ukraine. Name of that exercise is so your legs are out and you take some weight and do this. We do this at ground without weight, that's fine. Try to keep your knees as much as possible together. Don't do it like this. Okay. So here we go. We covered major types of exercises. These are basic. There will be variation. Your gym instructor can do some variations. See, they are experts. I'm not saying they are not experts, but they are experts in the aesthetics part of getting the exercises done. Nothing wrong in that. Don't get me wrong. That's not what we want. Okay, so with this, let us now finish off this session quickly with the last part. Do not do these mistakes. And then I will quickly take some questions. Okay, let me have some water. So let us come to some mistakes. Abhi is going to kill me for this. I don't mean to say that we avoid these mistakes and showing Abhi. Abhi. By the way, Abhi is lifting 195 kgs. Yeah, for a deadlift. Yeah, okay. So avoid these mistakes. First mistake is training only specific body parts for specific sessions. When you go to gym, your gym instructor is going to tell you that you do your upper body first, your lower body later. Again, that is good for aesthetics. They are working on bulking their muscles. And that's why they have to give rest to the other muscles. They can come to the gym regularly. We have only 2 days available for gym. And in that, if you do upper body one day and lower body another day, and if you miss the another day, next week also you are doing only upper body. Right? That's one thing which you should avoid. The second reason why you should avoid doing that is, as we saw, our sport requires all muscle groups to be firing. And that means we have to train all of them together. I showed you percentage. So overall percentage wise, your lower body, and I showed you two, one is 35 and one is 25. The loading is 35% and unilateral is 25%. That is 60% on typically your lower body and 40% on your upper body. That means if you are doing 10 exercises, 6 should be for lower body and 4 for upper body. Upper body 4 includes your chest, includes your arms, includes your back. So if you are doing 40 and don't go beyond 40 sets, typically, I'm saying it doesn't mean that if you are doing 45 or 50, you are doomed. But typically stick to about 40 sets. Again, for those who are not doing gym, any repetition. I hope you can see me as well as my presentation. All right. So if I'm doing a bicep, this is a repetition. One going up and down is repetition. 10 of those will create a set. 20 of those will create a set. Just clarifying that to avoid confusion, right? Specific body part in a session, don't do that. Train all muscle groups in one session. I can't highlight that anymore. That's the biggest mistake you will do in gym. Train more than 2 days per week. That's a mistake. Not required. 2 days of gym is more than enough. Actually, even for a normal human being who is not a runner, 2 days, max 3 days is good enough. And we are anyway doing other exercises which also work on the strength and your musculoskeletal by running. So 2 days max. There will be some runners whom I will ask to do more than 2 days, but I changed their routines and they are doing something crazy. And that's where I ask them to do even 3 days. They do gym in the evening, they again run in the morning, but these are very specific. Somebody is running 235 kilometers, then yeah, we do something like that. Right? But 2 days, unless the broadcast mentions third day, don't. Yeah. So typically what happens is when we start a session, first 2-3 weeks, we don't get into gym. Then, so third week onwards, typically we will start 1 day of gym. Then fourth week onwards, we will start 2 days of gym. Towards the end, about 2 to 3 weeks, depending on length of the session, we will stop gym. Yeah, so there is a rhythm to it. Follow that rhythm. Third important thing is getting carried away with heavier weights. You see everybody is lifting, ooh, 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 and you get carried away. Human nature, don't do that. We are not here to build muscles. We are here to build strength. Muscle building is a sport in itself. Are you in that sport? That what you need to ask that question to yourself every time you get carried away with bigger muscles, bigger, heavier weights. Heavier weights, if you want to go deadlift, squat, these are the places where you do heavier weights, calf raises. So the first group, what I said is heavier weights. This medium or lower weights. Fourth is exotic exercises and HIIT. Yeah, your gym instructor is interested in keeping you in gym, so he or she will come up with some exercises. They don't understand that we have done these kind similar exercises at ground. Again, I'm not blaming them. They don't understand what you do, so they will ask you to jump. Yeah, on the top. Yeah, see, you should be able to jump three of this, two of this. Yeah, that shows the power. All of that is great. We are not in that sport. Yeah, once in a while, just for fun of it is a different thing. Don't get into all these exotic exercises. You will be asked to do those exercises. I see a lot of them getting into exercises which are required for sprinters. When you say runners, they will Google it and they will get you to do exercises which are required for sprinters, and we are not sprinters. Yeah, so avoid that. For the fun of it, that's absolutely fine. And then HIIT, do the circuit training, do HIIT. We don't need that. We do post run exercises where we call it something as agility exercises. We do some plyometrics. So once you come after running, and then doing that is actually giving you similar way of HIIT, what HIIT does. Yeah, we don't need HIIT. There are times when we will do HIIT on the ground also. Yeah, but they will entice you to do that. Don't do that. The fifth one, which I have not included, which is for more for experienced guys who do this. Don't do fast repetitions of anything. Yeah, fast is not helping your muscle. Fast is helping the aesthetics part. We are not into that. Yeah. So the slower you do, the more muscle endurance you are building. Yeah. And we are interested in muscle endurance. So guys, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. There are some 10 questions. Yeah, I will just go through them. Many people are leaving because it is late. But I can't. During lunges, the back foot we have said. While doing the lunges or step ups, shall we do 10 reps of one leg and change the leg? Yes. Fully. That's how you have to do it. 10 of one leg. You do set. Yeah. We always do a set. And set is where you complete a set and then move on to something. So if you are doing with other leg, that means you are doing another set. Right? Okay. Okay. Okay, guys, there are no more questions. I guess I covered all of those questions. We are already late, so we'll have to wind up. Anybody has a question, I'm ready to answer. But I guess I answered your question, Jagan. Every day, same workouts, entire body, when you do it, when you get into gym. Basil, protein intake, we had a lot of discussion about that. If there are no other questions, I will talk to you about. But I don't want to bore everyone because we have done protein n number of times. So stay back if you want answer for that. I don't want to. If there are, yes, Jagan recording will be available in Unka and also on YouTube. Okay. Yeah. So Vasil, about protein. Yeah, you should have protein within 20 minutes of workout. You can have whey protein. You can have protein shakes. We have BCAA from Fast and Up, which is cheaper. There is some protein wage options from Fast and Up available also on Unuka. You can take those. You can take chocolate milkshake that has protein. Anything with dairy has protein. You can get a bowl of dahi and have it. That's protein. If you are in Kolkata, have mishti doi. That's protein. You can get sprouts. That's protein. Of course, if you are eating eggs, definitely 2 eggs, 3 eggs. That is good enough. You don't have to throw that yellow thing out. Yeah. If you are eating 1 or 2 eggs, it's all fine. Okay, so that's about protein. Nothing more than that. Amit, Ashar, can yoga and swimming be great to help skip workouts? Absolutely not. Yoga and swimming has different options that has nothing to do with strength building. I mean, we have discussed this many times. Yoga is not an option for strength building. Yoga is a great way of living, but that has no focus on building strength for running. It can help you in mobility in case of running. It can calm you down, absolutely. That can help you to running, but it doesn't help you building strength in the running. Okay, guys, I guess we had enough and good session, and let's stop this.